Hey, Dr. Tom Hanson here, yipsbegone.com. I want to take a few moments here and explain to you the way I'm explaining the yips today, using the brain, like how the setup of the brain. I think in coaching in general, in life in general, we don't do a good job of leveraging what we actually know about the design of a human being in order to explain the challenges and problems that we face. Now, you might have heard me explain the yips a different way, in a different video. And I think there's just lots of different ways to look at it. I'm going to give you one way right now that has a lot of power to it, in my opinion. So you've got to look at the brain. Why is it that you're, say, freezing up when you're throwing or when you're putting and you're twitching? It's like, it's like a life or death thing, right? It's occurring like, oh, this simple putt or this easy throw is a life or death thing, and you know that it's not. Well, where do you know that it's not? In your cortex. So you got to look at the brain this way, that there's three parts to it. We'll call a reptilian brain, a mammalian brain, and then the cortex, the primate, the one that makes us so wonderful and able to do things to the planet. So the thing to know is that the reptilian brain runs the show. The other things are add-ons to that. So no matter what you can do with your cortex, it's an add-on, it's a plug-in to the mammalian brain, which is a plug-in to the reptilian brain, which is back here, and it controls your basic functionings. And the biggest thing it does is it's really got this inner umpire that's deciding whether or not you're safe or not safe, and that's it. It doesn't matter what you know, right? Because it's like, why do you even get nervous? In sports, why would a normal guy, a pitcher, go out there and get nervous when you can tell him, hey man, just relax and have fun? He knows that. That's when he plays his best. Why doesn't he do that? Most of sports psychology ends up giving him tools and techniques to cope with that situation, with the situation being how he's perceiving the situation, that it's a threat, that is danger. That's why, boom, his inner lizard thinks that it's dangerous. And it doesn't matter what the cortex says, it matters what this is perceiving. And that is at the heart of the problem. With the throwing, something happened to you. Let's say, call it throwing. It could be anything else. It could be pizza delivery. It's the same issue, and I work with them all. And I do it the same way, because it doesn't matter what you're actually doing. If you got your chest is like, and you're clamping down on an object, I don't care if it's a ball or whatever it might be, that doesn't matter. It's what's going on internally, the processing, how you're perceiving the situation. You're perceiving it such that it's a threat. Your inner lizard is going, danger, that's a problem. So you're going to freeze, or you're going to fight and be like, I'm going to fight using all this strength, or we're going to freeze. It's like, how about that one? Does that sound? Oh, freeze. It's like you got a lizard and you come up to it, it'll freeze like that, or boom, it'll run away. It can also submit, not so much the lizard, but that is a possible response as well. It's just, oh, I submit, I give up, as a response to, hey, it's all life or death. Here, there's nuance. It's pretty good. Oh, not so bad. What's in the movie? Oh, well, it's no life or death. I lived. Did you feel threatened for your life, or not? That's what the reptile is all about, and that's what runs the show. It trumps everything else. So if you're having trouble throwing, this way of brain looking at it, you are in a situation where something has happened that has caused you to perceive that simple action as a life or death thing. And that's what you have to shift. And why would it be life or death? A big part, we're leaving out the mammalian brain. The big deal with the mammalian brain is it's hardwired for group, being in a group, being part of a family, being part of a tribe, a herd, and it's wired that way. And so that was very effective and necessary when we were hunting and gathering. And if you're just a mammal and you don't have an add-on of a cortex, it's really big, and you're just hardwired. That's how it goes. But now you perceive, where does this perception of death threat come? Well, when you perceive that if you screw this up, you could get kicked out of the tribe. You could get kicked out of the group. And as a result, boom, you're in big trouble because it's hard to hunt and gather on your own. And so this is danger. If I do, that's why we like people to like us so much. It's like, why do you get so nervous? What? Well, because if they don't like you, then you're kicked out of the tribe, and that's death. Hey, life or death. Remember, here it's life or death, life or death, life or death, life or death, life or death. It's like, oh, group, not group. Do I belong? Do I belong? Do I belong? If not, death. So that's why if you make a bad throw and then a coach gets on you, you could perceive, holy smoke, I could be out of here and death if I do that again. So don't do that. Go into freeze. Freeze. Oh, and that's real helpful, right? And then your brain is like, yeah, see, I told you. This is a dangerous thing. Don't try and make that throw. Don't try and make that putt. Ooh, freeze. But your cortex pushes you through, and then you end up with a horrible thing, and that's just more data saying, see, I told you it was dangerous. Don't do that. So we got to go back and change the memories. Topic for another time on how to fix it, but I just want to help you explain a little bit or understand a little bit from a brain part model why you might have the yips. If you want more information, go to yipsbegone.com and put in some information, and we'll maybe have a chance to talk about it if you'd like. What's going on for you?